Hey, what is going on, you guys? My name is Sub-Zero Exabyte and I am shooting right back at you with another video today. Now of course we all know that sometimes we get annoyed in this game, right? I mean, we all have our differences and usually they are only short lasting and they never really get that much out of hand, right? Well, today is the day that I snapped. I am just done with it right now. Again and again I keep having these noobs finding out where I live and it is just driving me nuts. Now I have already tried training the noobs in order to make them respect me and know a thing or two about the game. Now that did not work at all, because that literally just blew up in my face. Then I have gone the complete other way around and I just started planting traps everywhere, which again just ended up blowing up in my face, taking my house with them. Then I gave the training another shot, which did not work at all, and then after that everything got pretty calm again. But then people started stealing out of my chest and that is when I went into full defense mode again, and today we will do something really out of the ordinary. I mean, a lot of stupid stuff has happened throughout the last couple of weeks, but you know, I guess that this is just my life right now, even though I must confess that the things that we have been doing the last week are pretty okay. I mean, there were no sightings of random people who tried to mess with me or anything like that, so that is something that I really do appreciate right now. Now that does not mean that everything is over and said and done and all of that, because it is not. I can feel that a tsunami is coming. I am just not sure about the timing of said tsunami. It might be coming soon, but it might not. Right now I cannot give a clear answer on that, but what is necessary for me and my morale right now is that we get this house done. I mean, just look at this. I mean, we have to get done right now. So just take a look. And by the way, I hope that you are paying close attention because I am not going to show you this again. But once we are done with this house, I will have a new and cool safe house for myself to live in. And of course you guys too. That is like the best idea that I have ever come up with right now. But first things first, I am already proud of the fact that I was able to get the idea from myself, which I had applied to the chest/stealing problem. So that was a pretty awesome thing, to be honest. But I was able to apply that same idea that I used on the chest problem, and I am going to be putting it to work with the housing problem that I have got right now. But I am just hoping that once I am done with all of this right here, that I can just live here in peace again with tsunamis, of course. But something is telling me that this will not work out the way that I wanted it to. It is just something that I feel coming up. I mean, that does not mean that this is a bad thing. I mean, I would rather have things go wrong while I am in the beginning stages of building this PEPSI anti-tsunami type of house, because otherwise I would have to start all over again when I am almost done. But that is not something that I want to do right now. So I am just praying to the gods that this will all work out in one go this time. So let's hope so. This is going to be hard, but it is just something that I will have to cope with until everything right here has all been sorted out. And I can tell you that when the day comes, I am going to be celebrating so hard that it actually is pretty insane to myself. I mean, I am going to be excited like crazy once I am all done with this thing, because I just think that after all this time that I just deserve a little break from everything right now. I mean, we have been through a lot the last couple of months. As you may remember, the fact that Scrubs ended was just a really big setback for me, because I just love working under the spell of that show because it is way too good. So to not have that anymore is just a big blow for me personally. But I had to get through that, and I did get through that quite successfully. But that was the point where all of the noobs came tagging along and starting invading all of my personal space. And I know that all of this sounds really familiar and stuff. And to be honest, the last couple of months I have just been a broken record running over and over and over again. So I am just going to be hoping that this PEPSI approach to my house actually works. Otherwise, like I just said, I am going to be real wet man. Okay, maybe not a wet man because it is not like the houses are that wet, but tsunamis are though. But I am just going to be making sure that once I get this done that I am going to go right back to bed for like a week, because right now I actually am kind of a dead man when it comes to this. I mean, there is no such thing as getting too much sleep for me right now, because right now it just feels like I am not even doing anything anymore. All day long I am just roaming around my house and stuff without a thought, and I am just so tired that I have got no idea what to go do. But then when I think that I might be able to go to bed, and the second that my head hits my pillowcase, there is another person at my door and I have got to get up again to be able to defend the fort. I mean, there is not worse feeling than this, but all of that will soon come to an end because I actually feel confident about this right now. But however I might be feeling about this tsunami safe fortress of mine that I am building, it will still take a lot of time before I am actually done with this thing because there is just so much work to do right now. Maybe I should hire some people to come and work for me and build this thing for me. Oh wait, never mind, I am cool right now and that is not what I should do because I am trying to keep the people out of this Minecraft realm. And of course if they were to be the ones who build this thing, then they would be finding out where I would live, or I should pack it up and move it somewhere else, which is dangerous in these weather conditions. But I will not go and do that because that looks like just a little bit too much of a hassle, which is not what I am looking for right now, because if I have got to work even more on this thing I will probably end up losing my mind over it, which is not what I am looking for right now. So I am just going to go ahead and get this all over with so that I can actually get some stuff done instead of trying to be a builder and a talker at the same time. Because my words will not feed my mouth right now, or ever actually. But then again, why not, right? I mean, my words are actually filling my mouth, but that just sounds weird, so I am just going to cut that off right there and start talking about something else like nothing ever happened right here. My god, I can be so awkward at times for some reason. So next thing that is up on my little short list of things that you should be applying to your house when you really want this to have a safe feel to it. And it might sound a little weird, I might get that, but just hear me out, alright? So first thing first will be space. A lot of new houses are filled with windows because it just looks really futuristic, and I really like that as well. Plus it is going to give you some sunlight that will shine right into your house, which of course is cool as well. I mean, who would not want that, right? So one thing is that you need to create a lot of space in your house, which will make it look bigger from the inside and it will not feel as crowded, but make it sturdy as well. Because tsunamis are out there, man. Believe me, I am just thinking out loud right now, so just bear with me so that we can actually get done with some stuff right here. Because otherwise we are still going to be building on this thing for the better part of a year or something like that. But to be honest, that is just an educated guess on my end of the spectrum. But let's continue with what I was saying a minute ago. And I was talking about building a safe Pepsi house. Because this is something that I think is really awesome, because the Pepsi house is by far my favorite one out of all of the styles that you have got around here today, which is not that good now that I start thinking about it. It is actually smart that I think about this kind of stuff right now before I start doing them in the first place, but still that would be pretty cool. At least that is what I think. I mean, no one is going to expect a thing right now, and that is exactly what I want with this right here. So no one will ever be able to go and start stealing some of my ideas again, which is good, so that I do not have go out and make more stuff over and over and over and over again, like I always have to do. So alright, if I may say so myself, I think that the House of Pepsi, aka the Pepsi house, is coming along pretty nicely. Of course we are just setting up the walls and stuff right now, but like Donald Trump says, there is nothing better than a wall. Okay, he did not really say that, but just let me have a moment here, okay? But yeah, even though we are still building the walls so that everything is sturdy in here, it is actually looking pretty nice. But that is enough for that. I mean, this house is really looking great and all, but there is more to this video than just another house tour thing build. Yes, we have got more for you in store right now, and I think that you guys are going to be loving it until you drop. Now, tornadoes, what I was just talking about a minute ago, are a real threat to Americans, especially in the Midwest, and I think that we should not be joking around with those things because they destroy everything. So right now we will be testing them in Minecraft and see the damage that can occur with these things that Mother Nature created for us. But if I am not mistaken, we should be beginning in a couple of seconds. And well, look at that, he is starting his little countdown. Alright people, are you all ready to see this showdown? You can see Sub-Zero versus Planet Earth, or at least the weather on Planet Earth in a big matchup. Who will win? Who will lose? We shall not know until one of us starts waving the white flag. But I actually forgot to pack my white flag on this trip, so I am hoping that we are winning for a change. And while this water level really goes out of the charts when a tsunami hits, I wonder how people deal with those in areas where they are pretty frequent. Or am I confusing tsunamis with earthquakes and hurricanes or tornadoes? Well, now I am actually making my head hurt for the trillionth time, so how about we stop this nonsense about the weather? This is a pretty safe distance. Oh no, never mind, everybody get your butts out of here. Oh my, I almost surfed that wall off of the map, but we are still alive. That is the good part, at least for now. But there is another storm and it is pretty close. I think the doc might have taken all those words that I said to heart, and he gave me this bucket which I should try. Well, I did not mean it that way, doctor. I was just saying that I am glad that you are not the medicine kind of doctor, because then I would probably be looking like Deadpool right now, and I would be a walking catastrophe as well mentally as physically. I mean, have you ever seen the Deadpool movie? Even though he is played by Ryan Reynolds, that guy looks like Hammered Poop Mason, so I guess that the mix between Ryan Reynolds and Roadkill is not that far off as that I would have thought previously. Well, at least that is a nice surprise. Well, I think that the first run was quite a successful one. You might disagree, but it is all about the data that the doctor can pull from these tests. So in my eyes, no matter what happens to me, as long as the doctor gets his results, well, I am a happy camper. So let's just go for some obby before we have to start the next wave of tests, just to get our mind off of things. Actually, something just came to my mind. It is almost December, right? Or is it December already where you live? Wait, what? There is a tsunami coming in from north. Where on this freaking small thing is north? Brace yourselves, people. 2012 is coming for us. We are doomed. Oh wow, look at the power that all of that wind had. That was amazing to see from this close. Were you guys able to see it right? This is so sick, man. I cannot believe that I get to see it from like 10 feet from the actual tsunami and from the inside of my house. Talking about having a lucky streak. I feel like a cat right now. I still have got all of my 9 lives, just like a good cat. Alright, so we just barely survived that storm, and now there are more winds coming, but we are safe here. At least I hope so, because if this world collapses, well then we are all going to be goners, which is not my intention, but we are going full out guns to the wall right now and we are diving into the actual tornado. I mean, I have not seen many people do this on the YouTube, so this might be a first. I actually feel like one of those storm chasers on the Discovery Channel. I mean, this is living life on the edge, men. The edge of the freaking tornado right here, baby. It actually is really weird how the weather and the earth sometimes look like they are against us. It actually seems like they do not want us here. I mean, how many people died this year in Florida when Hurricane Matthew and now of course also Irma and Harvey in Texas hit? I mean, something does not want us on this planet. It might be some weird type of aliens, or maybe it is just the weather being a crazy son of Deuce. But however weird the weather may be, I guess that we will just have to adapt to it, because it is definitely not going to adapt to us, especially with all the global warming and all of that good stuff. We are mostly ruining a big part of our planet. Alright, so the risk is come right now, but there is the tsunami storm heading our way, so my best bet is to hide somewhere inside. Oh no, it is already coming. Please, I am begging to everything that I will survive this. Please make it happen for me, just for this one time. Alright, that did not work out the way that it was supposed to, but I guess that this does not matter, as long as the doc has his data. And yeah, I am doing this again for Doc Oswald. I am a fool, I know that. That just goes to show how bad people want to know every little thing that is going on. Some people are way too curious when it comes to things that they should not be knowing. Like for example the Kardashians. Why do people take an interest in those people, their lives? I do not get it. I mean, it is okay to take a personal interest in my life. I mean, look at me. It is I, Sub-Zero, destroyer of worlds. You do not see this face coming along every day, or do you? Wait, yeah you do. But that is besides the point. Again, please focus, people. Try to stick with me while I am risking my life for Dr. Oswald again. You know what? He has not said a word in like the forever. I believe that I started recording for this video and he just disappeared. I think he might be afraid of the camera. Or he is just not that keen with people at all. Or maybe he just fell asleep in this chair again and we are all basically risking our lives for nothing again. I think that the latter has a pretty high chance of being the right answer in this case. He must be the laziest scientist out there. But the tsunami is coming close right now, guys. Now before we end anything, I want to warn you to please not try anything that you have been seeing at home. Everything that I just was doing is a result from me being a total dumb butt about everything that is going on. So if you do not want to end up like me in this video, then please do not try this at home. Now we shall move on to what is actually happening in today's video. Well, as you may remember, we had some encounters with tornadoes throughout the past couple of minutes, and I was testing and fooling around with some ways to make all of that stop. So as you can see, the tsunami is coming in close, so the end is near. Now today of course has happened, and I am sure that not a lot has happened in a good fashion, because this is just something that does not happen a lot, or at least you do not see it that often unless you are really being confronted by it, and I am usually not, so I am counting my blessings on that one. But furthermore, I think that this video has been taking long enough, because I really do not like tornadoes, so I will see all of you in the next video.